Boneless wings.
What?
Boneless wings.
No, I mean drinks.
Oh, Woodford Reserve bourbon. I got shit to do tomorrow before I leave. I gotta get to the bank. I gotta get cash. Bring this stuff.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Cash. Booze. Supposed to bring bacon. And butter. Gotta get peanuts. Cashews.
A very specific grocery list. Peanuts and cashews and butter.
Well, Adam had toast or bread and eggs. And I said, well, then I'll bring bacon and butter, which might already be up there, really. But.
Yeah. Advil, probably. It's gonna be hungover, I feel like.
That doesn't taste like Woodford.
It looks like watered down.
It does look watered down. I don't think that's Woodford. Worked. And she was chilling. Probably.
That's what I'm doing later.
Okay, hopefully this is alright. You're gonna want to.
This way?
I think you want that side up. Put it.
Do I put it like that?
I'll put it on this one. That might be better. Is it uncomfortable?
Yeah. I have the yellow one on. Yours is green.
Okay. Uh-oh.
There's Dan and his
Shit.
Tiger Woods red.
Hit that button. I want red. That might. I bet that's a mute button. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers. A good curling game. They're excited that the first team's out on the ice.
That's not right. I
You
don't
have to
like
get
it.
a new one.
It's like a Irish whiskey or something. I'm gonna send it back.
Yeah. I was writing something. Junior started writing something.
Oh, the
Oh, yeah.
junior kids that won the. Okay, here we go. Niles is texting. Working. Okay, we must be on. We're getting ready. We can stream the game. I bet you could do it better
Yeah.
than I could. On YouTube, Chaska channel. And
Who's
then
that?
then we have a monitor.
Is that
So
Derek
we
Hellstrom?
can see like if there's like 2 people watching or
Yeah.
200 people watching. We got hot mics, so be careful what you say. We're live.
Oh, we're live.
Okay,
So this one says,
upcoming. I'm not sure why it says that. It's a featured game. So you should be able to stream this game. And we are here. This is Chaska Curling Center playoffs. Scott Belovich here with my good friend Taylor Anderson.
Hi, Scott. Thanks for having me in Chaska.
Yeah, absolutely. This is awesome. We're trying to see if the stream is going.
Oh, yeah.
And it apparently is. Yep. Awesome. We got a little monitor going too. And we got a great game. This is the championship bracket. And I think it's both of these teams' second games. Must be second games. I don't think it's a third game yet. But it is. Utah. Who are the two teams?
So it's Taken for Granite with Dan Arlig as skip, Lori as third, Eric Christensen and Lovey Christensen second and lead against Spot On, Derek Hellstrom, Sarah Hellstrom, Chris Van Driel, and Mark Van Driel.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool because I don't think either of these teams play in the mixed league, but they are basically mixed teams with two guys, two gals. So the Taken for Granite team is a Sunday 6 o'clock team, and they were 10-3 during the course of the season. I think they needed to make up a couple games, and maybe they didn't get put on their put into their win losses. But in their last 5, they were 4-1. What about Spot On?
Spot On had a good start. They had 13 wins and 3 losses this season. With the last 5 games, they went 5-0. So they've been on a hot streak last couple of weeks.
That's the Hellstrom rink. And Derek Hellstrom, the skip for that team, is the first assistant golf professional at the Chaska Town course.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
a nice course.
It is a nice course.
Ready to start golf season pretty soon.
You're a member at a local course too, right?
I am. They opened today. The driving range is open. Ooh.
What's the name of that course?
I play at Hazeltine. Not very good yet, but
Oh,
maybe I'll get there.
They're gonna whip it into shape, and you'll be shooting in the 70s before you know it.
That's the goal. That's what I'd like to do.
All right, hey, lead rock is on the way,
Game on.
and that was from, I missed it. Who was that from? Chris Van Driel, standing right in front of us. Chris throws lead rocks and threw it right to the top 4. I'm not sure if she wanted a guard or in the house, but it's in.
Yep.
And Lovey is gonna come out of the gate throwing a hit.
Yeah. I really like her vest. It's a nice color. I like the vest. I like the vest that color.
You like that green?
Yeah.
Forest green, if you ask me. What kind of green do you think it is?
Like an emerald.
Like an emerald green?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, Lovey.
Lovey needs it to curl here, but she's got pretty soft weight, right?
Yeah, let's see. Trying to make it curl.
Yeah.
That'd be Mark Van Driel. Trying to make it curl. Touch a piece.
Carve it in there. It stayed a little wide.
I like that weight call on that. I like the soft weights, control the hits.
Yeah. Probably gave her a little too much room, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Derek asking Chris to throw on top of the house, like a guard weight, to guard her first rock that's sitting in there. Looks like the ice is going pretty good. You got some pretty decent curl out here right now.
Yeah, it looks like a good amount of curl. Edge of 8, he had it. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I think she got outside of it actually too. But here it comes back nicely. Very nice shot by Chris.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So sitting here with Taylor Anderson, for those that are watching might recognize that name. Taylor is in the HP program, plays with Team Peterson. And what was your big success this year?
I played with Team Peterson as a lead on the team. It was a competitive season. We won women's nationals up in Duluth, which was super fun getting to have a nationals in Duluth. Just kind of a hometown crowd for Corey, and it was really enjoyable to play up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed playing with the team this year. We went to Worlds in South Korea. Didn't get the outcome we were hoping for, but we learned a lot from the event, and it was definitely an exciting experience to be on the world stage.
Yeah, you were gone for like 3.5 weeks to Korea, weren't you?
Yeah, Scott was a nice boss, so I'm an ice maker for Scott, and he let me take off 3 weeks.
Yeah, I let you, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Good one, yeah.
Yeah, we went early and played an event on the coast, and that was really enjoyable. And then we tried to prepare for Worlds as best as we could, but didn't finish where we'd like to. Look at this nice yellow's just swooping them in there.
Yeah, they're building a wall up there a little bit. You're going to get a little bump on there, and they've got a real nice staggered guard. And I'm assuming they are stealing, and that's the case, as we see here. But
Let's see. Eric's gonna throw some heat here.
yeah, Eric's gonna.
Make a
Eric
nice.
Christensen's gonna try. I think Eric and Lovey, these two, obviously married. I think they've both been curling here for 10 years since we first opened, and they play at least a couple nights a week and have like the whole time. Like they love curling. They're great recreational, fun curling folks that everybody enjoys curling with and against. Very nice folks.
That's awesome. So they've been here since the start of the club, because you said that the anniversary for the Chaska Curling Center is coming up this fall, right?
That's right, yeah. Late fall, early winter will be our 10-year anniversary. We're trying to decide on like a week where we would kind of do some fun things each league night for that week. We're thinking probably sometime in December to celebrate, our 10-year anniversary, and maybe come up with a top 10 list of what are the top 10 things like we've accomplished or done here in our short time of being open. So we're working on that. We have an engagement committee that's kind of talking about things, and hopefully we'll come up with some fun things to do around that week.
That's exciting, like a week of celebration for the club.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Maybe 10 days, right? For
10 days of Chaska curling fun.
10 days, 10 years, top 10, we'll see. But we'll have some fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think Chaska is definitely like a pillar of the curling clubs in the state. I know a lot of people come from outside the state, like on the East Coast, come to just practice at this club because they have year-round ice, some of the best ice in the country, and it's stood out across the country as one of the #1 clubs.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, young lady.
Well, I play at a lot of clubs, and this one's my favorite.
You recently moved here as well, right?
Oh, yeah. I moved to Chaska, so I'm really enjoying it. I love the small town feel. It's quiet. And, yeah, I love calling Chaska my home.
That's cool. We like having you here, that's for sure. You and your husband, Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan's a Minnesota guy. I'm an East Coast girl, but I've pretty much fully converted to Minnesota now, it feels like.
Yeah, you're a Philly girl.
Yeah, Philly.
And you've been living here how long now?
Too long, like 11 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you moved here when you were quite young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And that was for curling mainly, right?
Mainly, I wanted to continue curling, but I went to University of Minnesota, so I could still continue curling for the high performance and get an education.
Yeah, awesome. And you're working professionally and curling professionally and staying very busy, aren't you?
I do try to stay pretty busy.
Yeah.
But and I work at the curling club. Wednesdays are my favorite days. I got to work with Scott Belvich.
Oh my God, you are full of it. Uh-oh, dinner's here, everybody. So we were working on the ice today, and I surprised too, right? And this is not right. A Woodford Reserve. So I don't know if everybody heard that, but anyway, dinner is here. What do you have?
I'm having Minnesota Lucy Burger.
That thing, look, I don't think you're going to be able to, you're going to have to cut that in half. We're at the Crooked Pint, by the way, for those of you that may or may not know. Crooked Pint Restaurant is located on site. You can see all the curling from the Crooked Pint that happens on our six sheet club. And right now, on our sheet 5 game, Sarah Hellstrom is trying to throw about a half weight hit. And, oh, Lord, she just ticked on the red guard. How did Red made a nice hit and roll?
They made a beauty hit and roll.
Yeah, very nice hit and roll to sit 1. And I don't know, was that Eric that made that, or was it Lori? This is Lori Janot, 3rd for Dan Arlig's team. She's about to throw another draw. I don't know, did he call guard? I'm busy looking at my food. I'm so hungry. Oh, you can, yeah, you're good at that. Taylor's rewinding the.
It was Lori who made the
shot.
beautiful hit and roll.
Okay, Lori. So this is her last. Third's last rocks for Dan Arlig. Dan has hammer, and they are sitting 1. Looking to capitalize here, which is, hey, you know, one of my favorite sayings about curling.
What is it?
You have to recognize and capitalize.
Like they gotta recognize and capitalize.
So when the other team makes a mistake or a miss, you recognize that and capitalize on it.
Mm-hmm. Kick them while they're down.
Yeah, kick them while they're down. Here comes our server, Blanca. Thank you, Blanca.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay. It's
I
good.
think we're good, yeah. Blanca's taking good care of us here. We got our food. I got some boneless black and rub chicken wings.
Those look great.
Mm-hmm. All
Okay.
right, well, we're getting into Skip's Rocks here in the first end. And I think Derek is trying to throw that hack weight hit, yellow-red.
Let's go yellow, red.
And he's going to sit 2 if he can make it. And I'll tell you what, this kid started curling here. He never curled, really. His dad did. His dad's from Hibbing originally. Oh, he got a little wide on it, but tough shot. He's still sitting over there, sitting 2nd.
Dan could have a nice hit and roll here right under his guard.
Yeah, he's got that opportunity. And you're right. That's exactly what he's calling, I believe. Sometimes it takes Dan a little extra time to make a call.
He's a perfectionist. He likes to see all his options.
He is a perfectionist. He's also an ice maker here. He's my lead ice maker as my assistant, and he does a fantastic job. I also curl with him on Thursday nights in the men's league. We have a lot of fun. And Dan, by profession, is a luthier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what that is?
I know he makes like wood instruments.
Yeah.
Right? What do you call that?
Yeah, you're right. Actually,
yeah.
stringed instruments.
I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, he makes violins. He makes cellos. He's made some violas, guitars in the past. I don't think he makes guitars anymore, but hey, he changed his mind. What's he doing here?
It looks like he's making the freeze. It's nice because he's already shot, so he doesn't have to remove the yellow, but he does have to get more than half into the forefoot.
To be 2nd, right? Yeah. Is you think he's throwing the freeze, or do you think he's throwing a guard?
If I were him, I'd want to throw the freeze, but that might be guard ice.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you're probably right. I didn't see what he finally decided on, but he is release the rock. Here we go. Dan's got a nice slide, a very nice positive release, and I think this looks definitely like a guard.
The sweepers are working hard.
They are. They're sweeping that all the way down. And they're going to get it staggered maybe on the red guard, but
All right.
oh, that's in a good spot, right?
Yeah, that works out nicely. There's no run back with the stagger. Looks like Derek's going to be calling a pretty tough freeze.
Yeah, if he makes this, it's going to be even tougher for Dan to get 2, but he could play off that yellow rock for a hit and roll for 2, possibly.
That's true. He has an in-off opportunity.
Yeah. And Derek's got a pretty tight broom there. He's got a very positive release as well, so we'll see what Mr. Hellstrom's got. His first rock was, what is that called? Space wing.
Yeah, like backline, almost hacked.
Just through, yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
think maybe a little less weight this time, if he can just bump it a tad bit.
yeah, you think he's trying to move it a bit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's kicked pretty strong out of the hack.
I'm going to excuse myself while I take a big bite of chicken. Mmm.
Needs to curl.
Does need to curl, and Chris
Oh.
is trying to help. Chris Vandrio's trying to get it over there. Did she
Moved
move
it.
it enough? Can't
I think
see.
Dan is still shot, so he's calling the open hit for 2.
We need to get the overhead TVs on curling.
Yeah, that would help. So Dan here, he uses a hit and stick. What type of weight do you think he's calling on this?
I know Dan likes to call like a control weight hit, typically, and it looks like that would be true for this broom. I don't think they played on this side of the sheet much.
No, they've mostly had out turns all end.
Yeah, and so he's still in the in turn. And in his first end, they haven't played over here much, so not quite sure about the line sometimes. That could be a little different weight if there haven't been any rocks over that path.
Yeah.
We're going to see what he's got, but my guess is he's going to definitely hit it. He should roll in, but he wants to make sure he's past the guards too,
Yeah.
so he's got to play it a little safe. And this
They're-
rock is curling hard.
They're on it early.
Oh, he threw it. Yeah,
He doesn't like it.
I think he turned that over a little bit.
Oh,
and he's gonna
no! Oh no!
get the Plan B.
What a lucky guy. He's
Oh,
smiling.
Dan's
he
got a
waved.
big smile on his face, but he's also apologizing at the same time.
I think he's blushing.
Yeah, he will apologize for that, I know. So for those of you who saw, that was definitely a Plan B. Of course, Derek Hellstrom, being the great sport he is, he's down here smiling and laughing about it too.
He high-fived Dan on his
Yeah.
nice miss.
Usually you will see that come back, right? Like
Yeah.
if you give one of those up, you
Yeah.
get one in return some point in the game.
Curling karma comes around.
Curling karma. Love it. We're getting some chats here. If I can see them. I got to get my readers on. Oh, wonderful. It sounds like the audio. My lovely wife, Joanne,
Hi, Joanne.
has chimed in and said that the audio sounds like it's going very good. And as well from Chris Lindahl, who's our marketing guy here for Parks and Rec. He chimed in, and Jeff Isaacson let us know that Chris chimed in. He was listening. Chris has put in a lot of work in the last week and a half to try to get this commentary and microphone use working. I know for those that may have listened earlier in the week, we were having some audio issues with some crackling and some breaking up, but Chris has been diligent, and we thank you, Mr. Lindahl. Thank you very much for all of your help with this. And hopefully this will carry through, because we'd like to continue this commentary of games, especially for the finals, which will be on April 19th, and into this summer for our big bonspiel, which is what?
The Fire and Ice bonspiel, and I'm pretty sure you're a defending champ of that spiel.
Who told you that?
I don't know. Maybe Joanne.
We are defending champs.
You're defending champs of Fire and Ice, and you won Brick City while I was in
Oh
Korea
my
too.
God,
So
that's enough of that.
you're just winning all the Chaska
Yeah, we're
events.
having fun. Yep, yep. All right, what do we got here? We got Lovey. I think is feeling the pressure. She missed a couple hits in the first end, and unfortunately, she just missed another one.
But
That's playoff pressure, I think.
I think we're leads. We shine bright when we throw draw away. The leads shouldn't have to throw hits.
Well, you got to be able to make both shots, right?
I know. Needs to sit.
You're a lead,
I'm a lead, but
or you were last year anyway.
yeah. I like drawing. I mostly like sweeping. That's my favorite thing to do.
We like watching you sweep too, because you do your little hop step. And actually, I noticed during the Junior Nationals, which was last week in Bowling Green, Ohio, a lot of the junior kids doing the same
Really?
hop step as you with 2 feet over the top of the rock and sweeping really hard. So I think you're setting a trend.
I don't think it's me. I'm pretty sure Kieran Zoni's team, she has a pretty strong hop on their team. What's her blanking on her name?
Oh boy, they are having some issues with their hits tonight. Lovey and Eric. I think we got to slow it down a little bit. That was a lot of weight.
Yeah.
It's hard to make that rock let it move at all when it's that strong a weight.
I think Derek's probably looking for a guard here, or do you think he's splitting the house?
Well, he tried to split the house in the last rock with Chris, and she came a little heavy and it went through. We'll get a time on
I should have brought my
the
stuff.
hog-to-hog time here in a little while.
This one's
We're kind of busy eating right now.
yeah. This one's gliding nice. The sweepers are not close.
No. This rock looks like it's going right through the house as well. I think Dan's going to have to give it a little loving to get it completely out, though. It might bite the back.
He's sweeping hard.
He is going. It's still moving.
Might be a biter. Maybe not.
Oh, he did get it through. I motioned to
Oh.
Derek Hellstrom. He said, no, it didn't stay around. I'm going to get that. Gales. Can you guys get the curling on there? Thank you very much. Here at the Crooked Pint, we do have, you can see the other house on the far end from above, so they're going to get that going on TV for us. That'll help.
That really helps a lot. I love an overhead view.
Yeah.
All right.
There's Eric making a shot. Nice hit. Rolled towards the middle.
Taken for granted, sitting shot, but Derek's calling a hit and roll. Maybe do you think he's trying to blind this end?
Yeah, it could be. This is Mark Van Driel. Plays with his wife, Chris. There's so 2 married couples on this team, Chris and Mark Van Driel. Sarah and Derek Hellstrom, who met curling.
Really? A
Yes.
curling love story?
It's a curling love story.
That's cute.
In my 23 years of working in the curling field, I've seen a number of curling love stories, actually.
I know.
St. Paul and here.
There's quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet you've seen them too, especially, you're at that age, aren't you at that age where there's like weddings galore for all your friends and family?
My sister Sarah's marrying a curler, Graham Fenson, and so he says he's a retired curler even though he's about, I don't know how old he is, but mid-20s. But he says he's not curling anymore. But I am trying to convince him to make a mixed team with Sarah and I, Graham and Ryan at Chaska.
Oh, and do like mixed nationals?
No,
or
like do
something
like mixed league.
Oh, that'd be cool too. I tell you what, when you when you know you're a high performance curler, you're funded by USA Curling to go and curl with your team, and it's really, really cool when you guys are in league play. Like when I was in St. Paul those years, Tara and Tabitha always played leagues. Richie Rahonen always played leagues. I know the guys up in Duluth play in their leagues up there. And I tell you, the members absolutely love it because it's, of course, their Super Bowl. So every time they get to play against curlers of your quality and skill, it's a lot of fun for them.
Are you telling me I have to play league next year?
You're going to have to play lead next year.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna move our Thursday men's team to Wednesday so that you can be on the team.
Only if Joanne joins and you have a good mixed team.
There, you heard it, Joanne. Oh, Lori has thrown this one a little tight and light, and she has missed it again. They are really struggling. I think that's 3 or 4. What we like to call beetle breezers back in St. Paul.
I haven't heard that before.
You know who Kent Beetle is?
No.
You don't know who Kent Beetle is?
Educate me.
Kent was a longtime competitive curler and out of St. Paul, and part of USA Curling back when it was the USCA. I don't think he's been involved in USA Curling for probably a good 10 years or more now, but he was involved pretty heavily in promoting the sport, obviously, and working with the governing body. And he missed a big hit in a cash spiel in St. Paul one time, and I was sitting watching the game with Jim Dexter, who was a legendary coach and curler also out of St. Paul. I worked at the St. Paul Curling Club for pretty much 40 years. And Dexy called it that he was going to miss it.
Really?
Yeah, that Kent was going to miss it. And unfortunately, Kent missed it. And so we named, we said it was a Beetle Breezer, and we named a cocktail. And we came up with our own cocktail.
I'm sure he loved flash shots are named after him.
What's that?
Flashing shots are named after him.
Yeah, well, Kent took it well. He's
Yeah.
a sport. He got it. He laughed. So.
And Dex was a great coach. He actually was one of the first coaches that coached me when I came out to St. Paul. He brought me on the ice and gave me a lesson.
Yeah, good. Yeah, he coached Cassie and Cassie Potter now, Cassie Johnson and her sister, and Maureen Brunt, I believe, in the Olympics.
Yeah.
And I think that was like, what year would have been that? That would have been like
1990.
No, I think it was like 2008 or 2006.
2006 was the Italy Olympics.
Then that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember he went to Italy. Yeah. That's pretty cool. And he's Dex has been gone for probably about 6 or 7 years now.
That
5 or 6
really
years
already?
now. Yeah, he's sorely missed.
Yeah.
They named the St. Paul Curling Club Arena the Jim Dexter Memorial Arena for it. So if you're listening up there, big fella, you're missed. All right. We're into Skip's Rocks.
Shot to split the house to sit 2.
Derek was having some fun earlier. He was going to foot wedge his back yellow rock, and that's just outside the house. He was going to foot wedge that in as a joke, obviously. And Derek has come a little narrow and tapped Dan in.
Would you ever just play the straight draw here?
Under the high guard?
You don't even have to be under the guard. You just have to hit the tee line.
Yeah, and just force him?
Yeah.
Well, I think he likes to hit here and try to roll over and still sit 2.
Yeah.
Little defensive move here, isn't it?
Yeah, just open house. Like, even if he hits top 8, but still on the right side of it's a cross house double.
Yeah.
Leaving him a hard shot.
Yeah. Leaving him a very hard shot, you're right. And this rock doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But we'll see what Dan comes up with here.
Nice smooth line. We're right behind him on in the crooked pint. That was a great slide.
Mm-hmm. He likes throwing his intern. I know he favors that for sure. He's taking out the yellow rock, and he's gonna
Needs to sit down.
roll out, unfortunately. So your call was probably right, Tay. Like just a simple draw down there.
Yeah, this gives
Now they can blank the end, right?
yeah, it gives Derek the blank opportunity. Pretty nice.
Not ideal for Dan, but what he was trying to do, but he didn't give up any points.
Nope.
At least not yet.
Yeah,
We'll see if Derek can make the blank or if he's going to end up sticking around.
Dan might be happy if he forces here. Win-win.
Absolutely. When you're playing at such a high level, your goal when you guys do not have hammer or you're trying to steal is basically a force, right? Each and every time, unless it's like desperation time and
Yeah.
we know we have to go for an all-out steal.
Nice blank. Yeah. Yeah, we're always trying to force, but our team loves to steal. It's kind of our favorite thing to do.
Stealing is fun, especially when you get away with it.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, we did get a blank. Nice blank by Derek there. Nice shot with his last. So we're going to get into the third end, and we have a 2-0 ball game here.
Yeah.
For taken for granted. 2, the Dan's matching red track jacket.
I said it was his Tiger Woods red for the playoffs.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
He's ready.
Oh.
Now he's going right in.
I think Lovey's probably pretty happy that she can throw a draw here because she struggled with her hits earlier. So
He's lining up.
she's got her forest green vest on, and I like to call it forest green. Tay calls it emerald green.
Yeah.
Do you have any emerald jewelry?
No.
No?
I wish that would be nice. But you're going up north tomorrow for the last chance. Try to get another win under your belt.
Well, winning the last chance would be quite the feat. There are some really good teams up there. I think they ended up with 87 teams this year,
Wow.
which is pretty good. Yeah, usually they're right around there, a few more perhaps, but yeah, there's teams way above our level that are curling there.
I don't know. Anyone can win a curling game.
Well, and you're right about that, and especially up there, because things get a little funky when you got 13 sheets of ice and curling going on from 8 in the morning till midnight, and the only thing they're really doing is pebbling and shaving, or pebbling and nipping, so it's tough for them to keep the ice real flat. Hi, Emma.
Yeah.
One of our favorite servers of the Cricket Pint, stopping by for a visit.
The favorite server, not one of. I am the favorite.
She's the favorite, number one.
I am one of the favorites.
As you can tell, Emma doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't lack any confidence.
No. Oh God.
Thanks for stopping
Oh,
by.
of course. I'll probably stop by again.
Yeah.
We got a wide open house here again in the third M.
A little hit and roll out there, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We got distracted by Emma. We missed a shot.
Yeah, we weren't sure what happened there. Chris Van Driel throwing lead rocks again, as we mentioned, for Derek Hellstrom. Her husband, Mark, throwing second. Derek Hellstrom's wife, Sarah, throwing third rocks. And the sweepers have walked away from that one completely.
They stopped before the hog line.
They did not walk with that rock very long or very far, did they?
Dan gave his full effort to get it out of the house.
All right. Hopefully we get some rocks in play here. I think the ice might be. Is it getting quick? Do you think? I don't know. What's
should've
going
brought-
on?
Here, I'll
We'll have
time
to-
this one.
Well, you got the monitor on. I can time it.
I got it.
Okay, you time. We're in the second rocks. This is. I love Eric's delivery. If you can't see this on on the stream, when he gets ready to throw a rock, he goes up and back, and when he goes back, he tips the rock against his
Oh, really?
hack foot, against the toe on his hack foot. He tips it back like 45 degrees so you can kind of see the bottom of the rock. Then he sets it down and he goes.
Like a mini lift.
It's a mini lift. That's right.
So I
It's
got
perfect. And he threw a great guard rock here. 1634, swept a little bit. So let's see if we can get one more. Derek is calling Mark to throw it into the house. So we're going to get a hog-to-hog time right now. And the sweepers are staring at it, and they're staring at it. They seem to think it's pretty good. Sarah Hellstrom put the broom down for a little bit of a sweep, and boom! 14.
should be pretty good. Should sit.
14 seconds, hog to hog, and
Just in the
we
back.
got it
corner.
into the back four, back eight. Yeah, so not super quick, but probably unswept. It's not too bad. We're at 14.5 maybe, somewhere in
Yeah,
there.
14.5 would probably be perfect draw weight here.
Yeah. Could probably throw a 14.5 without having to sweep it too much. We'll see. Here's Eric. See the tip?
I see the tip and the
Oh,
toe.
that was a gentle tip there on that one. I love that.
This looks like more weight here.
A little bit more weight. He's got nice rotation on the rock. Eric has worked hard on his game. Him and his wife Lovey, they come down here and they practice and they stuck with it, and they're really getting to be better curves. The sweepers are on this quite a bit. Dan Arlig skips kind of coming out to help, but he doesn't think he needs to, and rightfully so. Eric has put this right on top, and that was
Frozen.
frozen with 13. It's not very fast tonight.
Well, they haven't played that side of the sheet very much.
Yeah, that's true. That was way out there. Okay. Well, that's good. I got more chicken to eat. How's your dinner going?
It's
Is it
delicious.
good? Burgers all right?
Yeah, I got the California Lucy at the Crooked Pint. I highly recommend. Good.
What kind of cheese is in the middle?
Pepper jack,
Ooh.
some avocado and bacon. All right, this one's looking pretty good. The sweepers are on it.
Yeah, they're getting their draw weight down now. They are starting to plug them into the 4-foot. A little heavy by Mark, and
They
looks like Dan Arlig's Red Rock is taken for granted. It's sitting shot to me. What do you think?
Yeah, it looks like red might be shot here. Dan's just calling a draw. This could be a really interesting end if they keep it above the tee line. Things could get interesting.
Right. It's getting everything's behind the tee line currently. You're right. See, here comes Lori Janot. Left-hander. Lori curls here a lot. I think she plays in 3 or maybe 4 leagues a week.
Wow, she must
Yeah.
love it.
She loves curling, no doubt about it.
This looks like a good one.
Yeah. Curling hard. Curling hard and a little bit heavy. We're still behind the tee line, but
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's locked in there.
yeah.
Gonna give something for Derek to think about.
Derek is thinking. I think he's thinking a double, maybe. No, he decided no. We're not going to try the double. We're gonna see if we can lob one in here. And
The double's tempting. He's still looking at it.
He's looking at it now again, isn't he?
I like it now.
Yeah.
Give him a chance for multiple. Open up the 4-foot.
When you say gives him a chance for multiple, what do you mean?
Well, he has hammer, so he's obviously. Oh wait, yeah, he has hammer, so obviously he wants to score more than one.
Multiple points.
Multiple points, opening
Right.
up the scoring zone outside the 4-foot B, making his life a little bit easier. And his wife is throwing a really nice one. Get it by. Oh,
And that's the second time she's just barely ticked.
yeah, barely touched it.
Barely ticked. And that is unfortunate because now if Dan gets one up on the top of the button, they're going to be in pretty darn good shape. Yeah, he's calling somewhere from. I think he'd be happy if it was on the right line, anywhere from top 8 to the top of the button, right?
Yeah, pretty big tolerance here.
Yeah.
Even if he's a guard, it takes away the double and forces Derek to draw, or maybe force to 1.
Optimally, I think you'd want to be top button, but
Yep.
you never know, I guess. Like, where would you prefer if you were skipping?
I think just biting the 4-foot.
Yeah, top 4. I like it. Well, I think that's about where it's going. They're sweeping hard. They're trying to get it in the house for sure, and it's carrying pretty nicely.
Yeah.
They're sweeping it well, and it's going to get full 8. No, not quite. Half the 8-foot.
All right.
Yeah, the line is good for the most part. Although, is the double still there?
Yep. Sarah might have the exact same shot she just threw.
Oh, you're right.
She doesn't have to change too much.
That rock over curled just a little bit. They were trying to sweep it to get it down in there. And, you know, when it's curling and you keep sweeping, it just keeps curling.
Yeah, better to leave it light. The line was more important on that.
Yeah.
This looks
This looks
tight
about the
again.
same line, but better weight. There we go. We're going to get by the guards, I think. Oh, no. She took the second card this time. Oh, Sarah Bear.
Dan's guard/draw worked out again.
It did work out. That's too bad. She just can't seem to get it out there. It's curling on her pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's turning her in, turn over, or what.
It
but
looks, yeah, maybe a little softer with the amount this ice is curling.
Yeah. Softer handle. See that a lot with the recreational curlers, right? Like, you got to remember when you're out there curling, if you're only going to put 1 rotation or 2 rotations on a rock and you're playing on ice that has good movement to it, it's going to curl a lot, right?
Yeah. What's your favorite amount of rotation on a rock?
I like for myself or anywhere I'm playing.
I guess if you're playing in Chaska.
I like 3.5,
Yeah.
maybe 3 6/15.
That's very specific. That's an ice maker for you.
I'm being smart out.
All right.
3 to 4 is typically
Yeah.
a good rotation. I think for most of the season here, you know, like every curling club, sometimes we get down where rocks are curling about 3 feet. Rarely do we get less than that, I think, but especially for our club members anyway.
Yeah.
So we try to make sure we're somewhere around that 4-foot area. Sometimes we have a little more, sometimes we have a little less. As an ice maker here, you know the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, as a practicer, I love practicing the ice curls. Usually edge 8 to button, 14.5 draw weight. Very consistent throughout the year. All right, Dan's coming up. Is he a little light?
He's a little light, and that overcurled as well. Really went hard at the end. I think that did lose handle there, and there is still a double there.
Do you think Derek's going to go for the double for the third
He's
time?
looking at it. He's thinking the same thing he was thinking when he was calling Sarah.
He's like,
I think he likes the double because he could be, like you said, he was looking at multiples, right?
yeah, makes the double. He sits 2 and still has hammer. So
Do you think his yellow rock in the back 4 kind of kicks out a little bit?
if he makes it right, I don't think it moves. He'll just
Yeah.
sit right on top of it.
It's almost like he could crotch him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a pair of pants down there, and he hits it right. They're both going to go,
Yeah.
and he's going to sit right on top of his yellow. The problem is he'll still be behind the tee line.
True. Dan will have the same freeze he just tried to throw.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he
But-
makes this double, he's kind of hoping for a miss from Dan if he's expecting Dan to freeze right on top of this.
Right. I don't know. Yeah, so it might be. Yeah, well, we're going to see how this plays out. Hopefully Derek makes this double because the next two rocks will be interesting to watch. Derek with a nice slide, good release. They're staying off it. Now they're trying to get it to curl. He's got definitely more weight than what Sarah had. He's a little wider, I think. Oh, yeah. Sitting second and third. I don't know if he can get to that back red rock.
This could be trouble, but if Dan ever comes up light, Derek would have an in-off his own.
For two.
For two.
Yeah.
But Dan just had this shot, the same line. So we'll have to see.
So we're in the third end here. We got 2 rocks to go. Derek Helsum's team, Spot On, the name of their team, has had a couple opportunities to sit at 1, if not 2. It just hasn't worked out for him quite yet. And Dan Arlig looks to be throwing something around the top 4, I think, but he's definitely moved the broom out. Like, what do you think? It looks like he's moved the broom out almost a foot
Yeah.
wider than what he was before.
A lot more ice. And he's going to be throwing more weight here, too, because he was only in the full 8 last time. So he's hoping for more curl and more weight here.
If he locks down on top of this red shot rock, Derek's in a little bit of a trouble. Looks like he's tight to the broom. Maybe not.
The sweepers
Oh, no.
are off of it. Is he?
Yeah. When he's not tight, he's got plenty of room to come around that higher red guard, but it is curling hard. There it goes again. And they're sweeping it, and I don't think they should be because it's going to over curl. Yeah, they got off it.
Oh.
Little tick.
So Derek does have this in-off. Oh, he's looking at it. Yep. It's a tough shot, but pretty flat.
I tell you what, he's due to make one too. He's a good curler.
He can throw the weight.
Yep.
I think I'd like that call over being forced to 1.
I think you put the broom right on. Well, what's he doing now? Yeah, I like it. I think he needs to put the broom right on the rock.
Yeah.
If that's for the in-off, then I like that broom.
You mentioned earlier he has a nice positive release, so
Yeah.
he shouldn't do too much with his release.
He's explaining to Mark and Chris what he's got going on. All right. Mr. Hellstrom with the hammer, third end. What do you think, Tay?
I think he's. Let's make it. Come on, Derek.
Oh, I think he kind of set it out there a little bit.
Oh, they're calling the line.
Is it curling? Yeah, they're calling for it. Okay. Here we go. Boom. Oh, he got his own. A little too thin.
I had high hopes for Derek there.
Oh, I was hoping for him to tie this game up. That would have been fun to see, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're
right.
so close. What do you think you needed? Maybe an inch more of that rock?
Yeah, just on the line, you need to sweep it a little bit earlier.
When I was looking from my angle, I thought he was wide. And then it,
Like kind of snapped. That's what they did on Dan's too. Dan's line was fine and kind of snapped and went right.
there must be a huge ridge out there. I don't know. Who did the shaving on sheets 4, 5, and 6 today? Do you remember?
Is that me? That might have been me today. You can blame me.
No way. No way.
Or we can blame Adam.
I'm
He's
the
not
head
here.
ice maker. It's all on me. I think we're doing just fine, though. Everything's good. All right, so we now have a 3-0 game
Yep.
taken for granted, despite the fact that they missed 3 or 4 hits early on, has managed to make their way to a 3-point lead. Starting the 4th end, we did have a blank in the 2nd. And Lovey Christensen's got a real nice rock coming in here. Good weight.
Dan's a skip that I've seen sweep a lot compared to other skips. He's in there all the time. He takes it at the top of the house almost.
Yeah, he likes to get in there and help out if he can.
And team taken for granted was 20 seed, and they've had a really strong start to this game against a 9 seed spot on team. So they've really started strong. Do you think Dan has an advantage being an ice maker, learning the ice quicker?
I think there's partly that, but I'll tell you what, Dan Arlig curls a ton. He curls here twice a week. He curls in St. Paul on Monday nights. He's never been afraid to bonspiel. So he's been doing that for quite a few years now. So him and his wife Dana, they both curl quite a bit. Dana is a sub on this team too. Hey, what's that? That's weird.
Is Dana here tonight?
No, Dana couldn't make it tonight. Hopefully she's listening in. But yeah, Dan curls quite a bit, and I think he'll look at the ice and he'll figure out the ice pretty quick. It doesn't matter really where he is. I think he was playing in the with his Monday night St. Paul team. He was playing up in Duluth in the Bennett, the men's 40 plus, where you got to be 40 years old or older.
Oh yeah.
You don't really know about that yet.
No, but didn't Richie play in it?
Yeah, I think he won it with
Yeah.
Barbelo.
Yeah.
And the guys on the senior.
Dan's staring at us right now. He knows we're talking about him.
Yeah, he's got the vibe. So I think Dan's team won the second or third event though of that same bonspiel.
Oh, awesome. Good for him.
Yeah,
He's got a lot of experience. He's on the ice all the time.
yeah. Nice shot by Chris Van Driel.
Really nice. This would be
Derek.
hard to remove.
Really, yeah. Derek playing a pretty aggressive here, down 3 in the 4th end.
I like that call. That was a smart call, having his guards go through the house. This is making something out of it, so
Right.
making Dan think a bit.
No.
And he's shot.
Right. Dan's going to leave that alone for now and try to put another one in the full 8. Eric Christensen here coming out, the rock tipper. Although I didn't see that one if he did it or not. I like these guys. For those of you that we probably can't see, but on the sheet next to our game, on sheet 6, there's a team with their uniforms on, and their team name is what?
I don't know their name.
Here for the beer.
I saw that on their sweatshirts. I didn't know that was their team name.
Yeah, that's their team name. I love
Nice.
it. Those are true recreational curlers right there. Right?
Yep. And it looks like here for the beers down 4-1 on sheet 6. There's a big lead over there on sheet 1. I think the yellows winning 6-0.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think all of these games, besides the one we're calling, so we have four flights in our playoffs here.
Okay.
We have the championship flight, and then we have B, C, and D. And I think this year there was about 90 teams that got in the playoffs, which is probably about 2/3 of our number of teams.
So 90 teams get into playoffs?
90 different teams signed
Wow.
up for the playoffs. Yeah. You don't have to go in. You can sign up and get in the playoffs. So, and tonight we have this game we're calling is actually our championship flight, and then the other sheets are, I believe, all the D, as in dog, the D flight games. And anything can happen in those games, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we're seeing anything can happen in this game.
Yeah.
Here's a nice shot by
This could be
Eric.
a nice little hit and roll. Nice.
Bumped it over.
Got it
opened
all the way
things
out.
up. Yeah.
Good throw, Eric.
Good shot by Eric Christensen there. Spot on. Mr. Hellstrom still sitting shot right now.
I like this aggressive call. Just throw the freeze. You're undercover.
I think he wants to hit,
Oh, now-
hit and roll on top of his yellow one. Oh, there we go. Now
Yep.
you're right. He's calling the draw around. I think it'd be a little easier the other way, but I don't know.
They
Do you
played
like
the
that?
right side of the sheet more, so this might be a little bit fresh of a path.
Right.
Probably could throw a 14 here. They haven't thrown many out-turn draws.
Yeah. Well, this looks like it's got plenty of weight. Mark Van Driel, I think this has got, this is going to go through the house, I
The
believe.
sweepers are not loving it.
No, they're walking by. And Dan Arlig is going to jump on that at the tee line, and yeah, he's going to sweep that one out. And slow down the playoffs, you know. I think everybody gets a little wound
They
up.
got the
little-
adrenaline pumping.
Adrenaline's pumping.
You give the rock to the sweepers.
Yeah. What do you, when you say give the rocks to your sweepers, what do you mean?
You gotta give them a room to sweep it. So like if I'm trying to throw top button, I'm really trying to throw top 8 and let them sweep it in. So
Right.
if
Yeah.
you're trying to throw a tight guard, throw a 2 and just
Trust that they're gonna know the weight and
make it a team
We're gonna-
shot. You don't have to be perfect.
yeah.
Your sweepers are there for a reason.
Yeah. Good point. Are you gonna crush that burger or what?
I'm trying. It's really, really messy. Like it's all over the place.
You need a couple extra napkins. Did I steal all the napkins?
Oh, I
here's
got,
one.
thank you. All right, Dan's calling. Is he calling a little freeze?
This is Lori Janot, and she's trying to get around her higher guard, but she's not gonna make it. This rock's gonna.
This could be a really nice
Oh,
tap.
oh,
This
it
could be a
tapped up.
perfect tap.
And
Derek gave us a look. He's like, of course they made it perfect. That's 2 for Dan.
yeah, that
0
is.
for Derek.
That's two curly carpets.
That's 2 curling karma points that Derek's earned this game.
Yeah. Fortunately, I think Derek's still sitting shot. I believe, but it's hard to tell now.
I don't know. Looks like red to
It
me.
does look like red to you, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has a nice little in-off, like little hit and tap.
Little double maybe on the reds.
Let's go, Sarah.
Sarah is due. Sarah is due.
This looks.
This is wide.
She overcompensated for our other intern.
Yeah. Her other intern.
Well, the intern
the
going
one
that way.
Oh, but now she chipped it over and
Good
gets
button.
shot. So
There you go.
That's a little karma back. All right. I'm still not done with my chicken.
They do look good. I'll have to order those next time.
Delicious. I'm not sure how many viewers we have. We can't really see on your monitor, but on the YouTube,
You want to join our YouTube stream? Last time I
on
checked.
the YouTube stream, someone out there that might be watching.
Oh, we have 17 people.
Oh, is that it? We always like to add a 0 to that.
170.
Yeah, we pretend like there's 170.
That's our notes.
Well, I'm getting a number of texts. Oh, look at this. So today when we were making ice, we have a little fun challenge for all of us ice makers here in Chaska that when you're pebbling, trying to hit 40.00 seconds from backline to backline when you pebble. Very nice shot by Lori Janot here.
Beautiful.
And Dan is sitting too. There's an opportunity for a kind of a hit and roll, or I don't know. This is a tough one here.
I mean, the hit,
They're staggered
you
pretty
can't
good.
really roll. You'd roll right into it. So might as well make the double.
Yeah, but the double, you're going to have to throw some pretty hefty weight, right? Because
Yeah.
the first rock you can hit is going to be below the other one. We're C. He's trying to get in there, though, somehow, some way. But as I was saying, we're trying to get 40.00 seconds from backline to backline when we pebble. And it happens quite frequently, which is pretty amazing. And Taylor hit it today for her third time.
Yep, just had to rub it into Stu because Stu hasn't hit one yet. Oh.
Oh, and that squeezed through, but at least got one out.
That actually ended up an okay spot. I don't think Dan can really remove this unless he gets a little cute with it.
Yeah, it's a tougher shot. It's a pretty
He
good
could ignore-
curler, and he likes throwing his in-turn, which is what he'd be throwing this way.
You could just ignore it and throw the out-turn freeze.
Yeah, on his own, line it up. But anyway, I keep getting. So Taylor hit the 40.0. I got a text today. Jeff Schliessman, the ice maker in Madison, Wisconsin, at the Madison Curling Club, sent a picture. He also hit
Good for him.
40.00, and he's got a nice smile on his face. In the picture, he sent
That's
me.
awesome.
He says finally he's one of the cool kids.
You should send him a picture of your wall. All the ice makers get them besides Stu, right?
Stu has come so close so many times, but just can't seem to hit it. I have to text back to Jeff and the gang.
So it looks like Dan's decided to.
I think.
I don't know with that ice.
What is he doing there with that? I think he's
Maybe-
trying to draw the other side for a force, right? Is he just
Yeah, that's
trying
it.
to
Just drawing open.
full 8 on the other side there, right? That's what that broom looks like to me. We'll know as soon as he slides out, and here he comes. And yeah, that's definitely, I believe, to be draw weight, but that looks heavy to me from here anyway. And the sweepers are off it. I think this is definitely going
Oh, it went away.
to stick around the house, but
You just sit into the 8
excuse
foot.
me. Oh yeah, this is not heavy one bit. Dead weight out of Dan Arlig, right to the tee line,
Perfect.
even with his other rock. Impossible double there, pretty much, unless you're like Taylor Anderson, you throw like 6-second peel weight.
Now Dan came down cool as a cucumber on that draw. Very confident with that weight.
Yeah, he's a good curler. He had a fun Thursday league.
Do you play with him on Thursday?
Play with him on Thursdays, and we're still in the playoffs too. Dan's giving us hell. He's trying to probably figure in, like I'm saying, what's he doing? Where's that broom? Nice shot, very nice shot, and we're gonna get Derek Hellstrom's first. What do you got here? He's trying to draw down onto the rock undercover, right?
Yeah, I like this call by Derek. Seems to bite the button.
He's trying to manufacture 2. Skip's deuce.
Love to see it.
Skip's deuce coming up. I'd love to see it too. Chris and Mark Van Driel are sweeping as best they can. They're trying to get it down there, and they're doing a hell of a
Yeah,
job.
it looks real close.
Keep
Go, go,
going.
go.
Come on, get her down there.
All right.
Well, he was about 1.5 feet away from being really good.
Yeah.
And now he's sitting 3rd and 4th.
The angles,
Dan's got a decision to make. What do you do here, Tay?
I mean, he doesn't need another rock in the house. He's already 1 and 2. If he puts it in the house, he could actually leave Derek a double or maybe a triple if he puts it in. So if you throw a guard here, I don't know what Derek has because he doesn't have the intern draw. The most he'd have on the intern side would be a hit and roll.
Right. Can't really roll under.
No, it'd be
right?
like a roll out almost,
Yeah.
and it'd be hard to stay shot on Dan's draw he just threw. So I don't think Dan needs to go in the house here.
Yeah, and he's looking at top 4, and you're right. If he puts it right there and Derek throws a bullet, he might be able to move those 3 rocks far enough that he could get 3.
Yeah. If Dan throws, well, I guess if Dan throws a guard here, Derek will throw like a wide out turn draw.
Or a play off of his red and
Yeah.
8 foot, right? For a hit and roll. But the draw would be easier, I think.
But if you're in the 4 foot here for Dan, could leave a double, possibly a triple. For 3.
I'm learning.
What?
I'm learning from you.
No, you're not.
Yeah, what are you talking about? The other thing is, too, if he comes up a little light here, like trying to get into the 4 foot, or he's light and a little tight, he could line up that top yellow rock onto the red that's in the 4 foot and possibly give up only one, most likely, but I don't think that is going to happen because this rock is well out there.
This rock looks like it's gliding. Oh, the sweepers are on it.
Eric, and here comes Lovey. She's right behind it. Come on, Lovey. Get into that.
She smiles the whole time.
She's smiling and sweeping. And Dan is sitting 3. And that's actually a better spot than if he were even up, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's not a bad spot, really.
Derek's looking at the yellow tap for 1.
Do you see a triple there? Like, could you see who could throw that triple? That narrow, that like.
Bruce Mount.
Bruce Mount could throw that triple.
I think a few men or even women. Rachel Homan could probably throw that triple.
Oh, there's plenty of Americans that can throw that triple. I know one. I'm sitting next to one right now.
It's thin, but he's looking at the yellow tap here, so he has to just get by that red guard and tap his rock into the full 4 foot.
And be shocked. Otherwise, they're really in a pickle and they're down 4-0 and they haven't scored a point in 4 ends. But
I see a good one coming from Derek.
I do too.
It's been close.
Here we go. Derek Hellstrom, 4th end, club championship flight, Chaska Curling Center. Here it comes. Trying to tap his own yellow.
Sweepers are on it early.
This looks pretty good. I like the line. What do you think?
I like the weight.
Oh boy, is it too much though? Is it going to go through the hole?
Oh, there's a yellow coming from another sheet.
Oh my God, they got it. And
beauty
shot.
Wow.
Round of applause. Let's hear it.
They even had a distraction. A rogue rock came off sheet 6, and the other team had to protect the sweepers from the rogue rock.
That was a rogue rock.
See?
That was like bad timing, but they saved it, and Derek made a hell of a shot. And he's not going to look up here because he knows we're going to give him the, oh, there it is. Oh, we gave him the bow down. Congratulations, shot. Very, very nice. Sarah, his wife, has got one of those new USA curling hoodies on.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty sporty.
Is that from the USA Curling website?
I believe so. It's got like the varsity stripes on the sleeve. It's like a charcoal gray, distressed maybe look. I don't know what you call that.
Some nice merch. I know Chaska's gotten some new merch in the pro shop.
We did. We got some really sweet Unreal hoodies.
Oh, I like Unreal.
Yeah, UNRL Unreal. Those very, very nice hoodies. And we priced them less than the suggested retail price.
Wow, you're giving curlers a great deal to wear some merch on the ice. And Michael Jordan, the owner of that company, I actually met him a couple years ago. I think he went to school in Mankato?
Yeah, it's a Minnesota company, right? They're
Yep.
out of St. Paul.
Yeah, he's a really nice guy. He just had a baby.
Really?
Yeah.
You know him well. What's his name?
Michael Jordan.
Wait a minute.
His name's Michael Jordan.
His name's Michael Jordan, but he's not the Michael
No, he's not
Jordan.
the Michael Jordan. He's a Minnesota boy.
Well, he is the Michael Jordan for Minnesota.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, I got it.
But no, he's really, really nice. And he has a really incredible company. He's made great relationships in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And
They supply like hockey
Yep.
uniforms, and they've
They're-
sponsored some. I know they've done a lot of sponsorships for some good programs.
They've really got into golf. They got new golf apparel.
Yeah.
If you need a new polo for when you're going to start golfing this summer and you're not quitting on the sport. Scott was telling me today that he's never golfing again. He wanted to finish his golfing career in Scotland with his family in September, was it?
Last September,
And you said you wanted to finish it there, but I don't think that's true.
the home of golf, right? Scotland, the home of curling, the home of golf, and I'd rather fish. Do you like fishing?
I've been fishing once or twice.
Where were you fishing?
I've fished on the St. Croix River, I think.
Very nice.
I fished over on the East Coast in the ocean, like deep sea stuff, but I'm not a giant fisher.
Yeah.
I've ice fished for the first time this winter, but
Really?
I didn't catch anything.
Where were you? Was it local?
In Maple Grove?
Yeah, that's local, I guess.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you're a big fisher. You're always out there.
I like fishing. I enjoy fishing a lot. I used to play a ton of golf, Tay.
Yeah?
I used to play like probably 50 rounds a summer.
That's a lot of golf.
That's a lot of golf.
That's more than Ryan. That's a lot of golf.
It's a lot of golf, and I just kind of decided that I'd rather fish.
Yeah. Does Joanne golf?
Joanne used to play a little golf with me, and Brian, our son, he hits the ball a country mile.
Wow.
He's one of those guys that can hit a ball like a T-ball, like 320.
Wow.
He just doesn't play enough to hit it 320 straight.
Yeah, sometimes you're looking for it.
But Joanne played golf. Joanne actually was quite a good athlete back in her day. She was a good softball player.
Oh,
She
nice.
could swing a golf club quite well. She was fast. I remember when we first started dating and got together, we played a little co-ed softball one year, and I was blown away at how quick she was. She was very fast. Yeah, it was fun to watch.
That's awesome. I believe it.
Yeah.
She's a natural athlete.
Yeah. Now she enjoys riding her electric bike. And what else? You text me, Mama. What else you like doing? She's got her hobbies. She enjoys curling too. She
Yeah,
enjoys teaching curling to juniors.
Yeah, I see her at the club all the time. It's amazing that she's giving back to the juniors. They have a strong program here. I see their banners up on the wall. There's about
What?
8 junior banners up on the wall because they're really developing a strong foundation for these athletes. A lot of the people give back. Dan's here, the skip of Taken for Granted. He helps with the junior program. Joanne helps with the junior program. I think Ruth Travis
Right?
and
Stu Tarrant.
Stu Tarrant.
All
They're
helped out in the junior program, right?
giving their time to help grow the sport, and it's nice seeing youth because it's a fun, lifelong sport. Anyone can be out here. Yeah.
Absolutely, you're right. And yeah, we do have a number of banners up that are from members and some juniors and our wheelchair members that won the mixed doubles national championships back in 2024. And we have a banner covered right now for our most recent U18 national champs that three of the boys were out of Chaska here.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Junior Worlds is coming up in the next week, right?
Right. Junior Worlds starts in Italy on the 12th of April. And we have more other world events to follow to finish up our long curling season.
Very long curling season.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very long for you. You start curling. You have the Olympic trials, and your team is going to be favored for the winning the Olympic trials and going to the Olympics in Italy in 2026. When do you start training and getting ready for that Olympic trial?
I think our plans start practicing in June. Corey Corey TC's and Corey Dropkin are going up to mixed doubles world, so they're going to be busy there and give her some time to rest after they perform great. And then we'll probably start practicing team practices in June every week. Leading up, our first competition's probably going to be in Scotland in August. And then we just focus on a strong start to the season. And
the trials are November.
trials are November.
In
And
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I've been there once, but I haven't really experienced the city yet. But we're hoping to perform well there, and then we'll go perform well in Kelowna in December.
Kelowna.
Yeah. What's in Kelowna?
I'd like to go to Kelowna. I hear it's beautiful.
Kelowna's beautiful. My Aunt Anne actually lives there. Shout out to Aunt Anne and my cousins.
Nice. That's right. You have Canadian roots. I forgot that.
Yes, all my family's Canadian. We're actually, my parents and my sister's the only part of our family that live in the States. Everyone else lives in Canada. So yeah, I have family all over Canada. So when I go curl up there, I usually run into a cousin or aunt or uncle. It's nice.
Right. They come out and see you and support you?
Yeah. My Uncle Brian from Calgary, my Uncle Stu from Ottawa.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nice. And this is your dad's and mom's side?
Yes, my mom and dad's side, they're both from out small town in Ottawa. My mom was one of 8, my dad was one of 4, and I have 50 first cousins.
And you have 5 sisters.
I do have
Or 4 sisters.
5 daughters, so like
Okay.
there's 5 of us.
You have 4 sisters.
4 sisters, yeah, there's a lot of us. They're all on the East Coast besides my twin sister Sarah. She lives in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Close to me, which is nice. I get to see her quite often.
We're trying to get her to move to Chaska too.
I'm trying to convince her and her fiance, Graham Fenson, to move to Chaska, but Graham is really enjoying the city. I don't think Sarah's ready to slow down and move to the suburbs quite yet. But we're working on it.
Yeah, well, Chaska is not a suburb now. Chaska is its own town, small town. It's not a suburb.
I don't know. It feels like we're in the middle of nowhere. But I like it.
I'm teasing. Yeah, no, you're right.
No, I'm enjoying living. We moved to Chaska in last April, so I guess I've been here for a year.
Already.
Yep. Neighbors
Wow.
with Ruth Travis, another curler.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Fun.
Nice 5 minutes away from practice ice, so it's perfect. This is an interest in a lot of rocks in play. Looks like taken for granted sitting 2.
Yes, they are.
So Dan's really putting the
Sitting 2, and those rocks aren't going to move too far, I don't think. And is Lori are we trying to come all the way around into the 4-foot again? It looks like that's about the weight she's throwing.
Dan is showing no mercy here.
No,
Piling them in.
He is playing it aggressive, but I do think this is guard weight. Actually, the ice is a tad slower tonight, I think, than it has been recently. I'm not quite sure why. I have to check temps, see what's going on, but she's definitely throws some guard weight here.
That works out okay. They're still sitting 2. Leaves a pretty difficult draw for Derek here. It's Derek's first.
You can definitely get in there for shot, though. It's curling nice, so I think it is definitely available.
If Derek makes a shot, it would be a great steal for Derek. Tighten up the game, down by 1.
Yeah.
Just touch the top of the button.
Dan, and taken for granted, does have hammer this end. Derek, after he made that fine tap in the 4th end to get 1. He's got a opportunity to steal here, though. I think Dan, if he does make this shot, I think Dan plays that tap on his intern side red rock.
It's a nice angle for Dan to sit up there.
Yeah, it's a really nice angle. You're right. Yeah, you can see that in the overhead. Oh,
Thank
second
you.
round. Thank you, Blanca. Could we have a box too, please? Or 2 boxes?
Thank you.
If
All right.
you haven't eaten here at the Crooked Pint, you get a hearty meal. We can't even finish them. That's a big burger you got.
It was. It was good though. I'll
Yeah.
finish it in like an hour.
All right.
All right, he's
So-
going back to the other side to try to relook at these angles. Is he looking at a run back now?
Yeah, I
He's
don't know.
looking at-
He
he's
has
switched-
changed his mind.
Change
here.
the call.
He's playing red yellow into the forefoot. You can't really see that red yellow on the overhead because it's just to the house. We can't see above the house in the overhead to see what kind of angle this is. But
So
definitely a tough shot. I don't know, but he is. At least he will open it up a little bit, but
he's going
He doesn't
red,
have
yellow,
that.
red.
yeah, he doesn't have the hammer. So this is a gutsy call out of Derek Elsham. I think he's a touch wide here. Maybe not. Yeah, a little wide.
All right.
But he's made some more options, maybe.
That's okay. He opened up that yellow run back for himself on his next, but Dan still has this intern tap.
Yeah. Or now just an easy straight draw.
Yeah. Is it? You're right.
Yeah, top four.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Dan's talking about it with Lori. They got a 3-1 lead. We're in the fifth end. And they're trying to decide where to best place this rock. He's got hammer, so
I like the intern draw. Just
yeah.
bite the forefoot.
Sit-
Dan said draw weight in the back of his pocket this game, so
I think, yeah, he's got to be biting it a little bit to sit 3. Otherwise, if he just gets underneath there pretty well, he takes away Derek's raise.
that's a great point. Yeah, cut off that angle.
Right.
Leave Derek with a really hard shot on his
And
last.
then he'd have a tap for 3 maybe, but this is going to be good, these last 2 rocks.
Yeah.
Are you cold?
Oh no.
You get a little chilly. This looks quite light, actually. I think this
Maybe-
gets into the forefoot, I'd be surprised, but it's coming back strong. Here it is. It's curling well on that side. He is just leaving it high.
I think it's a little slower. He started on a pretty wide pass.
Yeah, that started really wide. I think it kind of lost handle a little bit
Yeah.
too, and it really cut hard at the end. Derek's going to have this tap back, but it's a long tap back.
It's a long tap back, but this is the same angle he just threw on his first. I like back line space weight on this throw, or would you call more weight here?
I'm looking at the overhead, and I'm thinking, he hit this rock in a few different spots, right?
Yeah,
I mean, he's got to be off the nose. He's got to be on the
high side.
high side of the nose, high side being to the right for those of you watching. And but he can hit that, like I said, in a number of different spots. So I don't know. I mean, there's not a real big reason to throw like normal or. I think you want to throw like board weight here, maybe.
I like board, yeah.
Half the board. You want to make sure it gets back in there, but you want your sweepers to be able to help you out a little bit, right?
Yeah, he's pretty positive on this release. Looks like it's hanging a bit.
That's got a lot of rotation, you're right.
He's
That is
curled.
spinning, and yeah, that's a lot of weight. He just got it wide.
All right.
Wide and maybe a little heavy.
So Dan has the open out turn draw for 3. Or the in.
Did I just hear a little Canadian in you there?
Maybe it came out a bit.
Oat?
Out
turn?
turn.
I love that. Yep, he does. It's wide open too. And what does he need? What does he need? He needs to touch the forefoot.
So what would you be telling yourself here? He just threw the intern light. How would you adjust for this out turn draw?
I would try to remember that this side of the sheet is playing a little bit faster, right? Was
Yeah.
it not?
Yeah, we've seen that.
We saw that. We definitely have some backing. We got to remember that too, right? I mean, you can't move that red rock to the right side closest to the center line. It's in the back four. You can't move it too far, but at least it is backing.
Yeah.
So I tell myself, you know, throw it right to the, I'd say, button or back four
Yeah.
with kind of dead weight, and hope my sweepers could manage it from there.
Yeah, I like the ice he's placed for this draw, almost to the edge of the 8 foot.
Yeah, he asked for a little more room, and all he really needs to do is touch four, so he can play it even wider probably if he wanted. But Dana usually has a little bit more of a positive release on his out turn than his in turn.
Looks like a lot of weight.
Yeah, it looks a little tighter than where the broom was maybe too, but they're around the guards, right?
Yeah, no, guards are.
Well, this is just weight only. Take a look. I got off it, and this is perfect.
Perfect.
Really nice
Right
draw.
to-
Right to the lid.
Nice shot,
Dan
Dan.
Yeah. For
Wow.
3.
Really
And
sealed in.
all of a sudden, it's a 6-1 game, and he's shrugging it off like, hey, nothing to it. Playoffs. I got my Tiger Woods red jersey on. I mean,
Very humble guy. He's trying to talk to us through the glass.
Yeah.
He's looking at the tap. He's
Oh,
saying that there's a tap for 4, but
yeah, I think he was thinking he could have got one more, but he wasn't going to be greedy. You know what they say about greed
what do they say?
in curling? Greed will get you the hammer,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You try to get
yourself in
greedy,
trouble,
and
give
all
up
of
a
a sudden
steal.
you throw it, and all of a sudden, oops! Oh no, the other team scored. Greed will get you the hammer. That's one of my favorite sayings too, along with recognize and capitalize.
Recognize, capitalize. I like that.
I'm a goofer. Goofball. I'm having fun. This is fun, Kay. Thanks for doing this with
is
me.
my first time commentating ever. I was pretty nervous for it. But Scott and Adam Poley talked me into doing it, so I'm having fun.
Yeah.
Just was a little nervous.
Oh, you're doing awesome.
Yeah, you need your note,
I
your
got my notes over here.
grocery list for tomorrow.
Yeah, I have my grocery list on here for tomorrow. I'm heading to the last chance. So groceries and other goodies.
Yeah, what is your goal for the last chance this weekend? You get to play with Brian and your friend
Yeah.
Adam.
My stepson Brian, who's a damn good curler. Brian was our skip in the Fire and Ice win and the Brick City win.
Nice.
And Adam, one of our ice makers that you know well, that works with us on Wednesdays, you, me, and Adam. Adam also played with us in Brick City. And Niles Lewin. Niles was the key individual who's a curler here. Niles has been curling here quite a while. Actually, Niles made ice for about a year, I think, with us, back before you started.
Yeah.
But Niles was the kind of integral guy that said, hey, let's get some more commentary going during the playoffs. And the city got on board, and as I mentioned Chris Lindahl's name, he was extremely helpful in all of this. But it was Niles that really pushed it forward from the beginning, and it's working out, and we're going to do more of this, as I said, down the road here for Fire and Ice, and maybe even a little bit of Spring League. We'll see. But
Yeah, it's enjoyable. You'll have to get like a rotating lineup of commentators.
yeah, that'd be fun, right?
Because
Absolutely.
you've commentated a few times at the St. Paul Cash. I've seen you there commentating.
Yeah, I've done St. Paul Cash and International, and then we usually do like the Hobber Dobber, and which is coming up in a few weeks, which is a super fun fun bonspiel. It was bonspiel we started when I worked in St. Paul. It was the 5 and under, but everybody graduated out of 5 years of curling, and had been curling for 6, 7, so they renamed it the Hobber Dobber. And,
I love the name.
Yeah, it's a really fun one. So yeah, do a number of games up there, which is a great time. Chris Lisney is a curler there. Chris is part of Terrapin Curling. If you watched the junior nationals, you saw the Terrapin Curling logo on a couple of teams, I do believe. He sponsors. So Chris is very generous to the junior curling programs around the metropolitan area, and also is the catalyst to the commentating in St. Paul.
Nice.
So trying to do more and more of it. Super fun.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's so nice having this feed to be able to watch the games, like good, clear, nice streaming.
Yeah.
It's great.
We're working on better streaming here before long too, adding some cameras, getting more overhead cameras in place, and that's all going to happen in the near future. So stay tuned. There's better things to come for Chaska Curling Center and the streaming platform.
Yeah, no, it's really nice. You just can, I know people watch it, it's a live stream all the time, or is it just for playoffs?
No, the live stream is available all the time. We do have to reboot it now and again. So if you ever tune in and you don't see the little live logo under whatever sheet you're trying to watch, really nice tap back here on sheet 6.
Yeah, look at the score on sheet 6. Red's dominating.
Oh, and they just made another really good shot, right?
Yeah. Beautiful tap. So.
Yeah. So yeah, if you don't see the live button, call the club, and it's really super easy and fast to reboot it and get it up so you can watch live curling.
Yeah, Clay will be right on it.
Clay will be right on it. I kind of doubt Clay's listening tonight.
Probably not.
No, it's his day off today, and
What do you think Clay's doing?
Clay on his day off on a Wednesday. Well, I know what he's not doing. And that is curling.
He's not watching curling.
He's not curling in St. Paul, and he's quite happy he's done curling for the season.
He doesn't have the love of the game like we do. We're
You're funny.
spending our Wednesday night. We get to watch this, and it's
Yeah, if you get on the team, then I'm going to just sub. I'll be the sub.
Red's sitting 4 with that hit by.
That was from Eric again, Eric Christensen.
Eric's been locked in on his hits tonight.
I think he has been like the last 3 or 4 ends. He's locked in. It's right. Yeah, he's doing really well. So me and you did curl a game this year together, a league game.
I was a sub for you and Niles and Adam.
Yeah. I was a sub too.
Oh, you were subbing? You're not on that team
Yeah,
either?
that was that Sunday.
They just stacked the team for one day.
Yeah, like
They brought in
Schuster and Richie and Casper and all those guys. They go to the last chance, a fun bonspiel, but they stack their teams full of high performance curling.
Well, they all text each other, like making little teams. Like I think Ben's playing with Schuster.
Yeah.
I don't know if Danny's playing. Oh, that's Danny.
Yeah, I know. That's the way it is. Well, you can win some pretty good money up there. And
Yeah.
That's all they care about. So they want to win money. And they need it. Because Schuster's like broke, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's a rumor going around about Schuster.
No, I'm totally kidding.
I know. I just texted my friend Danny Casper.
Seeing if he's playing.
I said we're streaming.
Yeah.
Me going to my computer.
Forrest Gump.
But look, it says me going to my computer.
Oh. Forrest Gump's like my favorite. Will you get the time? What is he doing there? Derek was showing me a little
Ooh,
something
that was a
about
cool
time.
shot.
Yeah, I don't know if that's exactly what he was calling, but red is sitting 3, right, Emma?
Yes.
Here,
I was
Emma.
gonna say that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a quick interview with Emma, the #1 waitress at Crooked Pine.
Number
Yeah.
1.
Hi guys, my name's Emma.
Are you having fun tonight?
I am having fun tonight. Are you having fun?
Tay and I are having a blast. So,
Yeah.
how has your night been? Has it been busy?
It's been pretty slow for me,
Yeah.
but that's okay. Tomorrow will be busier.
Tomorrow, and you're working all weekend?
I close for the next 5 nights in a row.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to stop by the Crooked Pint,
Yeah.
ask for Emma.
Ask to
I'll
sit
be
in Emma's
here.
section.
I'll be here.
All right,
So,
excellent.
5 nights.
5 straight nights.
5 straight nights.
You just got back from a vacation
I
in
did.
Florida.
I did. So I can't. Yeah, I feel pale. I feel pale, but I am tan, I guess, compared to how I was before I left for vacation.
Yeah. And what do you think of all this curling stuff?
I don't know if you want my opinion. I don't understand it. I've worked
Be
here.
nice.
I am be nice. I just say I don't understand it. I've worked here for 4 years now,
And you never tried it.
and I've never tried it. No one's ever invited me. No one's ever no.
That's a lie.
I have been invited actually. It just hasn't happened yet. But I remain hopeful for the future. I will get down there eventually. But I wish I understood it because I think that it would make time go by at work a little faster.
Yeah.
Um,
And you could explain it to customers.
yeah,
that
and then when
ask.
people ask me, I don't say, I have no idea.
Do you
There's
get,
a blue book down
do you-
there you can read.
do you get asked a lot?
All the time. Oh my gosh. Probably once or twice a shift, people ask me about it. And I say, I've worked here for 4 years and I don't even know who's winning. So I am not helpful. But
What's the weirdest question you've gotten from a customer that's watched curling?
about curling, I don't know. I feel like they're usually like, oh, like, have you done that before? Oh, who's winning? Oh, this is so cool. Like, it's pretty basic
Yeah.
because I feel like I don't entertain it very well. I usually am like, there's a blue book down there that has all the information that you can read.
We do have a nice
Nice.
Nice
Yeah, I'm
book,
glad
yeah.
that was added because that
Wow.
hasn't always been there.
no.
Do people actually read it?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I have tables all the time. Like, bring it to their table, and the whole meal they'll sit there.
It's
They'll sit there reading
That
it.
is a good addition. Yes.
Yeah, it is. I'm glad that was added. That makes my life easier.
Yeah.
But I sometimes feel bad because I wish I could be helpful.
Well,
But-
you're busy too, so
Oh.
you can't just sit and chat with customers all night.
Oh no, I never sit down and chat with customers. I am.
Like now.
No, I'm very professional. We keep it very professional here. So no sitting and chatting for me.
Okay.
But yeah, one of these, my goal I feel like before Fire and Ice is to like understand curling a little bit more. Even though Fire and Ice, I'm out there, so it doesn't doesn't really
well,
matter,
we'll
but-
get you on the ice. Don't worry.
Yeah, one of these days.
Yeah.
One of
You'll
these
have
days.
fun too.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy
Well, I
it.
hope the 170 people listening enjoyed the interview with Emma. I guess Emma should probably go back to work,
Thank you, Emma.
but it's been fun. One day I will know more and be helpful in these conversations.
Okay, honey.
Like it's not today. I heard you got the wrong drink.
Great chatting with you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
talk.
be back.
We'll talk to you soon.
I'll be back.
Well, the game on sheet 6 is now over. As you pointed out, there was a big lead. Red Rocks, which we're not sure the team name. I'm sorry, everybody, but here for the beer. I bet they're going to come up and have a beer
They earned one.
because they earned one. They went down tonight, but I bet they'll come for a beer.
Yep. I
And
think
they're smiling.
the other team's buying, right?
The other team, yeah, as tradition states, right, in curling. Yeah.
So what does Dan have here? There's a few rocks in the 4 foot.
This is interesting. There was a kind of a missed takeout by Lori that ticked a Hellstrom rock, the yellow rock, over, but Dan is still shot. I think he's just guarding, right? Like he wants to make sure that Derek can't run that yellow into his red. which would be super easy.
This looks like more than guard weight.
It certainly does. I don't, this is why I question Dan on Thursday nights. Because he is now,
He might tap yellow to shot if
I think he's tapped yellow to shot.
Oh,
no, maybe not. I think he was a little heavy there. I can't believe he really meant to throw it that heavy. Lovey's, I think, questioning it too.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Lovey's like, I think she's kind of yelling at him. She's cussing him out right
He's
now.
putting him in his place.
No, she Lovey would never do it. Dan's head's hanging a little low. I think he does know he threw it a little heavy. It's the pressure of the playoffs, Tay.
Yeah, Derek's looking at all the angles here. He's looking like a triple yellow raise or the single yellow under the red.
Yeah, but a triple yellow raise, doesn't that yellow go right through the two
Yeah,
reds?
I don't love. Is he looking at yellow, 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 red? Wouldn't it be easier to throw the... Oh, he's looking at hitting that yellow into the left red. Wouldn't it just be easier to hit the red directly?
The
and
red
roll on-
where?
Well, he did yellow, yellow, red, and then roll on top of his other yellow is what he's calling.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like,
He's
crotch the red yellow, the top yellow one in the forefoot, tap it back on the red in the back forefoot.
No, he's looking at the yellow, yellow to hit the top red on the left side of the forefoot.
Well, what's that going to do? He
I don't
needs
know.
to move the back red rock.
He could just, if he's calling this, he could just call the out turn hit and roll on top instead of doing the three. But maybe he's trying to open that up. If he makes this, the yellows will be out of the way and open up the back.
That's
forward.
true. He's got 2 rocks left. You're right. And here it comes. And it's another spinner. And he did make kind of what I was thinking, where he tapped his yellow and moved
But
the
he had
red.
hit I was saying he had hit the red first. We were both saying, you were saying he needs to hit the back red. I was saying he needs to hit the top red, and we did
I was
both.
thinking he was crotching it, though, and then, like, moving his yellow into the red in the back four.
Okay, we were both right.
Okay, we're both. Cheers.
Cheers.
We've got a new round. There you go.
So Dan is a pretty hard shot, but he can't really move that yellow without getting rid of his own red.
Weren't they sitting 4 just a little bit ago?
I know. Tables turned.
Sometimes you get too many rocks in the house, don't you?
Yeah, well, Dan was pretty aggressive this end, defensive. Like, he was hitting a lot, and he just had a lot of rocks stick around that gave Derek opportunities to freeze to.
Right. That's what I say. You get too many rocks in the house, and it'll just hurt you, especially when you got a big lead.
Forcing Dan to draw here when you're up by 5.
Do you think he's 2? No, he's only sitting 1, though. He's still only sitting 1.
But if he's ever a little wide, Derek could have a double for 3. But Dan said draw weight. He can curl this up. If he touches the center line, it's
This
pretty.
intern is curled pretty hard all night. So
Yeah.
Let's see how this one goes. I like that. I mean, ultimately, you just like to be like locked down on their yellow rock that's shot right now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's perfect. Even if you're top 4, just off like half buried on that yellow rock, that's in the top 12.
Derek was just looking at you.
Yeah.
That's-
He's chomping at the bit. He's thinking he might have a shot.
Because he might have a yellow. If Dan takes away the.
What do we got? Oh no! Is he gonna line it up?
Oh, hit that yellow anywhere and you get 2.
Oh,
You can hit the yellow anywhere on that.
anywhere, you're
Just
right.
contact.
Anywhere.
You might.
You
This
might
might.
get
This might be.
3.
Wait, no. Look.
This is for
If
3.
his shooter rolls enough, it could be for 4.
So you've got to roll to the inside or the outside? You want it to roll to the inside.
You just need
right?
to be like half in the 8 foot.
Yeah.
And you could get 4 here.
You're right.
His face is turning red. He looks really excited. He's like drooling.
He was looking excited earlier, and you're right. Hopefully he doesn't overthrow it, right? This is where your heart starts pumping.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, we can get right back in this.
Yeah, you just need to take a breath,
Yeah.
visualize the make.
The problem is the buzzer went off.
Oh, there's a buzzer?
Yeah, there's a playoff buzzer. So otherwise, it'd be 3-hour games.
Yeah, so they have one more
So
end?
they have one more end to play. This one and one more. If he gets 4 out of this, it'll be a 1-point game.
All right.
This is the hammer. Here we go. He's thrown this. He hasn't overthrown it. He threw this pretty well, but it's still. Oh, they're sweeping to hold it straight. Here it comes. Boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3.
Nice shot.
Very nice shot.
There you go.
1,
He
2,
strokes
3.
it off. Nice.
And we have a 2-point game, last end. And taken for granted, the Dan Arlegre has a 2-point lead with hammer. And I think they're going to play it.
Did you hear the buzzer? I didn't hear the buzzer.
Yeah, there's a buzzer. Well, we usually have 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock games,
Oh.
and you can't delay the 8 o'clockers. So, and it's been a buzzer all year long in leagues. So, you got to keep it moving. Oh, you stole my notes. Derek and Dan are down there chatting it up.
Yeah, they seem like good friends. They seem
Yeah.
like fun guys.
Yeah, they know each other pretty well. Oh, and then Chris is like, well, where the hell am I throwing the rock? So Derek had to show her, I just need a guard, and this can't be in the house, right? I mean,
No,
they got to steal 2 here.
You need double centers here would be optimal.
Double centers, meaning double center guards, right?
Yep.
Uh-oh, and they're not
Nice.
touching it.
Nice tight guard and nice high guard.
Just got to settle down. So, yeah, Kay was stealing my notes. One thing I did want to ask you about is, when you're fishing, can you bait your own hook? Like you
Yeah,
gotta
like put the worm- yeah, I've
or
done
a
it.
minnow or a,
Yeah, I've done that.
You've done
But
that?
I've probably only fished like 5 times in my life, but I have done the worm part.
okay.
But one time, my family, we went deep sea fishing,
Yeah.
and we were out there for like 6 hours, didn't catch a thing, like nothing.
Oh, bummer.
But then we saw some dolphins, so that was nice.
Yeah. I saw some dolphins in Jamaica deep sea fishing. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not a huge fisher. I will join people fishing.
Okay. Maybe this summer
But maybe.
you'd come fishing with Joanne and I or something. And Ryan. All right. So what other hobbies do you have? I mean, you
Hobbies.
curl
I'm
a
curling.
lot. You're busy curling. You're traveling constantly. You have a profession job in marketing. You're a
Yeah.
professional working in marketing. You have to balance that. You're recently married, but your 1-year anniversary is coming right up.
I
Right?
know. We got married on May 25th last year in Hilton Head, South Carolina.
Okay.
And yeah.
So, do you have any other fun hobbies that you like to do? Like, do you have time for that?
I don't have a lot of time. I really, really enjoy baking. I love making pies and bread. I've made you and Joanne I don't remember what I made you, like a blueberry cobbler.
Blueberry cobbler, I think. And we've duplicated that.
I need to make you more.
And I've
so I-
had your chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah.
Which are darn good too.
I love baking. I love gardening. I know that sounds like really boring, but I find it like therapeutic. It's just relaxing. Like I like outdoors. I like going for walks. I love golfing. I'm not very good at golf, but my goal is to practice at least 3 times a week this summer.
Drink beer and hit balls on the range.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And hey, the par 3 course is only $35. So you and Joanne should come join me.
At Hazeltine?
Yeah, $35 for a par.
I am in like Flint.
Yeah, par 3, new course opening up in July.
Yeah.
But we could practice at the driving range, like actually get good, and then just go play par 3.
I would love to play the par 3 there. And aren't they building like like condo
Yeah,
cabin.
they have some like guest lodges. They're
Guest
actually
lodges.
so. I know we live in Chaska, but kind of hate it because when we moved in, our whole front yard was trees, like hazeltine was like all these big pine trees.
Yeah.
Now it's those new condos in a parking lot in front of our house.
Ooh.
So they do have the new condo, like they're not condos, they're like little like mini modern cabins.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, they look nice, but that is our front yard now. So, but they look nice. It'll be good for visitors. Yeah, they've made a really big construction on the course this last
Maybe
year.
one of the condos on the other side. Doesn't the other side of that face Hazeltine Lake
Yeah,
or Lake Hazeltine?
the left side, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe one of those will come up and you guys will be able to
Just move down the road.
move down the road a
you.
little bit. Yeah.
Together or separate today?
Separate.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right, Scott, you've asked me.
You were kind enough to join, so I'm buying dinner.
Thanks. What are your I know you love to fish. You ice fish.
Yeah, I don't ice fish as much as I'd like, but this past winter I did break down with permission from Joanne to buy a good auger and a depth, like a Markham flasher for ice fishing, right? Like a depth finder.
Okay.
And I used it, and I got out there more this year than I have ever before ice fishing. But I've learned that ice fishing is a lot harder and more work than fishing out of my boat in open water.
Yeah.
So that has been a challenge, but I'm determined to be a better ice fisherman.
And where do you find? Okay, I've gone ice fishing once. Where do you find joy in the ice fishing? Because it's really cold, it's dark, you're not in sunshine. Like, why do Minnesotans?
You sound like Joanne.
Well, I don't get it. You're just like, it's really, really like I get fishing in the summer, fishing in the winter.
Yeah.
You really gotta love fishing.
It's all about the catch. It's all about the catch. It's all about hooking
adrenaline.
the fish
Yeah.
and getting one on and laughing and hanging out with your buddies or or whoever you're fishing with. Like even if you go out by yourself and you're on a lake that might be a little bit busier.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Blanca. Thank you. Even if you're out fishing with your buddies or by yourself and you run into other ice fishermen, everybody is like, it's like almost like curling.
Yeah.
Everybody is super friendly and helpful and like, well, this is what I'm doing. And I caught one over here and I gotta go use that hole over there that I drilled. And then, so there's definitely a camaraderie to it. And that's true of open water fishing too, but I think it's even more so of ice fishing.
Do you have a secret fishing hole?
Do I have a secret fishing
Yeah.
hole? I used to, but then it got fished out. So no. But other hobbies, I don't know.
I hear you have a big wiffle ball team that's been together for about 30 years.
No, softball
team?
Yeah, we're done. It's all over.
Your end of an era.
If anybody's looking for an infielder for their softball team this summer in the Chaska or surrounding area, let me know because I don't want to quit playing softball. You play softball?
Yeah,
right?
our first softball game's next Wednesday, and Adam just brought it up during ice making that if we ever need a sub, I'll let him know.
Yeah.
So you and Adam can join our softball team. We have Rich Ronan, Daniel Casper, Mark Fenner, Marius Kleinis.
Yeah.
My
That's
sister-
a co-ed team, right?
Yeah, we got Sarah and myself and Leah Yavaro. I think we lost a few players this year, so
Yeah.
we might need some new players joining the team.
All right. Sounds like fun. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, and wiffle ball is fun too. But the problem with wiffle ball is Cuzzies down the street here in Chaska sold.
They actually sold.
They sold
To who?
to the restaurant moving in there is going to be called Southern Social, and They have a couple places in the metropolitan area. I think Woodbury and somewhere else, maybe Lakeville. And it's kind of Southern fare. But their plan, from what we've been told, is that they're going to tear out the backyard of Cuzzy's, which was a huge patio, wiffle ball field, volleyball, sand volleyball.
That's
And
fun.
they're going to take all that out.
What are they going to do with the space?
No more wiffle ball.
Boring. We yeah. Have you been to a
Boring is right.
Have you been to a Southern social in the metropolitan
I
area?
have not been to one. No. I did look at their website.
I'm gonna Google them right now.
Yeah, their entree menu is pretty nice, and but it's like, definitely a Southern menu: catfish and grits, and shrimp and grits, and jambalaya.
So really bringing
Like
this
that, but that's okay, right?
bringing the Southern charm to Minnesota.
Right. Yeah, Southern Metro. Ah, here we go. We got to pay attention to this game a little bit, because
That was a nice
right
shot.
now,
Right?
that is in a really good spot
That's a
that
perfect-
Sarah Helsing's through, and they are sitting 2, and they need to steal 2.
I have to say that's maybe the most perfect draw all game.
That might be.
Just biting half in the forefoot really makes Dan
Right.
have to move this rock, because Derek it could be tapping. It's already a shot rock, so it's a trouble rock for Dan for sure.
Absolutely, it's a trouble rock, and if this doesn't work out, well, this is in a good line by Lori Janot here. This is not a good line to peel, for sure. He's got the peel. Not going to get the run back. Oh, not too far off, but very nice shot by Lori. Clears your own rock out of there. They got the hammer. They're up 2. I think obviously Derek's going to throw up another guard here, and all the other ice is cleared off. This is the last game on the ice.
I mean, this really creates a pressure moment. It's quiet out there. It's the A playoffs.
Yeah. I
You're
think
all focused in on this sheet. Everyone in the restaurant's watching them.
yeah, they are. Everybody's heart's beating a little bit faster, and so much. Derek's heart's beating so fast he had to run to the bathroom.
In the middle, he had to run to the bathroom before his first shot,
He
pausing
oh,
the
here he
game.
comes. He's
Here he
coming
comes.
out of the players' lounge.
He's
yep,
all,
and he
he's all
can't-
warmed up. He's running. He's running.
He's such a funny guy.
And is he? You said he's a pretty good golfer, right?
Oh, he's like a scratch golfer.
Wow.
Yeah. He just got back. They go down right before they open the town course here in Chaska.
Have you played that course yet?
Town course?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a bunch of them.
I need to try it. I haven't played it yet. I know our friend Adam practices there sometimes.
Yeah, and plays. I played a couple rounds, I think, there with Adam. We'll get you out there this year for sure.
We should have an ice crew golf, like, what's it called? Best ball. Scramble.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
yeah. I'll ride along. You guys can play. What are we doing for the ice crew in May 10th?
Our ice crew is getting pretty adventurous this year. Normally, Joanne and Scott host us at their house. We have a fish fry with all the fish he caught for the year. But now we are going to Faribault Prison in Stillwater, right?
Oh, Faribault.
Faribault Prison
In Faribault.
in Faribault.
Yeah.
And we're touring a prison. Ooh, oh!
Oh, he got out of the way. Mark's a little tired. Fortunately, he got out of the way of that rock when he fell. I think he's got a hip pointer. He fell right on his right hip, it looked like.
Ouch, that looked painful, but he recovered quickly.
And Chris is like, "What are you doing?"
Lovey is just sweeping the team.
Everybody's stunned.
But he did not burn the rock. It's a great guard.
Yeah. And you're right. Yes, we're gonna go tour a prison. It's just gonna be a little crazy and a little wild, but
What do you expect touring a prison?
what do you expect?
I'm a little nervous.
Well, being a female,
I know, but we have other females going with us.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. I've never been inside of a prison before, have you?
No, I've been inside a jail. We're not going to talk about that.
No, but inside a prison, it might be a little intense,
Yes, I would think so.
but it'll be opening our perspective to what they do every single day and how they live.
I think a lot of people have a fascination with prisons and whatnot, and I kind of have, and I think it will be interesting. So one of our ice makers, one of our assistants, Jeremiah, is a prison guard, so he'll be taking us on the tour.
All right, Dan's throwing this run back.
He is trying to pick that out of there. Well, not maybe pick, maybe he was trying to run back, but that was a lot of weight. I bet if we'd have timed that, that was about a 6.5 to 7.
Yeah, he threw some heat there.
He can throw the heat.
Almost no guards in play with team spot on, sitting 2.
You're right.
So
I think he's got to throw the same shot, right? He's
Yeah.
got to throw that same guard. He's sitting 2.
he just threw it. He could tie the game if he throws a great guard here.
Good guard.
He shrugged it off.
He's got to force Dan to throw the draw, right?
I mean, if you
Isn't that the plan here? If you were
yeah.
in there in his spot?
Well, if you're Derek here, you could just bite the top 12, and it'd be if you bite the top 12 and he misses the draw, you could win the game.
Oh, that's true. Okay, I like what you're saying there.
But he could just throw it.
Get too close to your shot rock in the top 4, though. He just makes it easier to double, right?
Yeah. So the sweepers are on it early.
Yeah, it's tight. I think he was a little narrow, but it is staying out there. He's joining in. Derek's joining in. They got to get this on the center line. Oh, no. Come on, get it over.
Come on, get it over. Get it
over.
over. Get it over.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. He
Oh.
hogged the rock.
That
Oh,
is
no.
a
Oh,
that
no.
hurts. He'll be thinking about that before he goes to sleep tonight.
That is so unfortunate.
If he threw, even if it was a 1 guard, Dan would have to draw.
Anything on the center line over the hog, right?
He took about 10 feet off the weight he just threw.
That is too bad, yes. And Dan has got it easy. He's just got to remove one of these rocks. The only thing he can't do is throw a beetle.
What do you?
The only thing he can't do is throw a beetle breezer.
Beetle breezer. That was what we were talking about earlier. So we are not. That's called a jinx. We're not jinxing Dan right now.
No, Dan is not going to miss this rock. He's curled way too long, and it's right where it needs to be.
It looks perfect.
No problem.
He might even make the double.
He might make the double. He is going to make
Clean.
the double.
Wow. What a way to finish a game.
Yeah, and makes it, unfortunate for Derek Hellstrom. But that's it, folks. Taken for granted. Wins the second round. I think that puts them into the semifinals of the club championship next week.
We got a quick shout out here.
Okay.
We really enjoyed our time commentating this game, but a shout out to Leo Hofmeister and Dave Merrick can step up to the plate next week. And we'd love to hear some commentary from those guys and their experience curling. That'd be great. We want all the commentators. Anyone can volunteer. We'd love to hear everyone's voice at the Chaska Curling Center.
Perfect. That's right. Yeah, Derek and Leo and Dave would be perfect. So
That was a good
bringing the rocks down. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We're not going to be doing an 8 o'clock game, but stay tuned and look for the next game coming either later this week or most likely next week.
Thanks for listening.
Tay, you're the best.
You're the best. Thanks, Scott. Hey.
Okay, you weren't nervous.
I was nervous.
Well, you couldn't tell.